Hi, today I'm going to show you how to hold your cello or bass bow. Last week we practiced the bow hold using a pencil. If you haven't watched that video yet, go back and watch the video about how to hold it with the pencil because it's a little bit easier to start this way. So watch that first. Once you've watched that, you can join in with this video. The first thing you're going to want to do once you take out your actual bow is to tighten it. You're going to tighten it using this end right here where you have your screw. You're going to turn the screw clockwise, which is to the right like this. So I'm going to turn that screw clockwise. And as I turn it clockwise, you'll see the hair of the bow is going to get further away from the stick. That's showing me that it is getting tighter, and I want to turn it just enough so that there's enough space between the hair and the stick that my thumb can fit through the middle, in the middle of the bow, between the hair and the stick without touching the hair. So you can see right about here, I have just enough room for my thumb to fit between without touching the hair. You never want to touch the don't touch hair of the bow. You don't want to over tighten your bow. You always want to have it slightly curved with the stick towards the hair so that it doesn't break. If you tighten it too much to the point where it's either curved away from the hair of the bow or completely straight, that means it's over tightened and you can accidentally snap this part right here, and you can actually see this bow is cracking a little bit, so somebody at some point probably over tightened it. There shouldn't be that line there, or a lot of times it'll crack here on the frog, or you can just lose some of the hair by doing that. So you want to be careful not to over tighten your bow for that reason. Now that your bow is tightened though, you want to hold it out like this, like it's bike handles. You want this tip of your bow to your left and the frog of the bow to your right by your right hand where you're going to hold it, and the don't touch hair should be facing down towards the ground. Once you've got your bike handles, you're going to take your right hand and hang your elephant trunks down. Remember our elephant trunk story. So your elephant trunks are going to hang down, and your longest trunk, which is your middle finger, is going to come down and touch just outside this silver part here on the front. So it's going to touch just on that silver part right there on the front of the bow. Your other elephant trunks can hang down as well, and they're staying pretty straight. They're not super close together, and they're not super far apart. And you can see your pinky should touch just about in the middle of the frog right here. And then your pointer finger goes curved and on its side, and your elephant trunk should all be leaning into the wind, leaning towards this way, towards your pointer finger. Your thumb is going to come up on the bottom. It's your little alligator thumb. Your thumb is going to come up on the bottom and touch just outside the frog of the bow, just outside the frog on the stick. So your thumb is going to touch right here, just outside the frog, between the frog and the grip on this wooden stick part. That's where your little alligator thumb is going to come up and take a bite of the bow. You don't want it in the mouth of the frog. You want it just outside. So let me show you that again. You're going to have your elephant trunks hang down. Your longest trunk will touch the silver part right here. And your other trunks will just relax, and your pointer finger is curved and relaxed. You want your pointer finger a little bit curved, and your other three fingers, your other three trunks should be pretty straight. Your thumb is going to come up underneath, and it's your little alligator thumb, and it's just going to take a bite of the bow. And you can see my thumb is bent. I've got a smiling bent thumb. You always want to have a good bend in your thumb like that. You never want to have a frowny thumb like this. Always have a smiling thumb. Once you have your elephant trunks and your smiling thumb, you want to turn your bow vertical like this. Unless you are playing with your bow on your instrument, you want to keep it vertical to keep your bow hold relaxed. So keep it upright unless it's on your instrument. You don't want to squeeze the bow hold. You want to keep your hand nice and relaxed, kind of like if you were holding a bag of potato chips. If you hold a bag of potato chips and you squeeze it, the potato chips get all crumbly and broken, so you don't want to do that. Same thing's true with your bow hold. You want to keep it nice and relaxed, so that way you're not squeezing and gripping the bow really hard. It's nice and relaxed. All right, practice that on your bow, and I hope I'll see you on Zoom this week. Have a great week.